Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
Ooh, I haven't tried this one before. Italian beer. It is all about beer from not only Italy, but other places in the world, and certainly Vancouver Island today on Go. We're here at the Nanaimo Kinsmen Beer Fest. A craft beer revolution is brewing in Nanaimo, restoring Canada's oldest sailboat and working with the earth. Oh, there are so many great choices here. Whiskey Jack Ale, Paradise Valley Grapefruit Ale. That sounds really good. We've got Artisan IPA, just a few of the craft beers up for offers here at the Kinsmen Nanaimo Beer Fest. Now, we're going to look into beer because there is a bit of a revolution going on, a craft beer revolution in the Pacific Northwest. With more on that is Matt Carter. What a surprise. Matt and beer, here he is. And just a note there that Wolf Brewery is looking at relocating this summer conveniently right next to the Longwood Brewpub's brewing facility on Boxwood Road here in Nanaimo. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. Beer Fest is an event that has been organized for the last couple of years by the Nanaimo Kinsmen. Now, Kenneth McCann is the vice president of the organization. I take it this is a pretty big fundraiser for you guys?
It is. It's our biggest one of the year, and it's all hands on deck.
You said you've been involved since you were 12 or something?
Well, actually, my parents both joined the year I was born, and I was a kid. There was kids back in the day, and yeah, I've been involved my entire life, and you have to be 19 to join. And as soon as I was 19, I joined up, and I've been there ever since.
And what kind of things do you do, and how much money, we're going to come back to the Beer Fest, how much money do you raise at this event, and what will that money be used for?
This event, usually we're hoping, we're hoping to go to $8,000.
Okay.
Hopefully higher, sky high would be excellent.
So it's one of those cases where just drink more beer, right?
Yeah,
drink more beer, raise more money, but get a cab ride home.
That's right. Yeah, so that is our biggest event.
And what will $8,000 do?
$8,000 will do lots. I mean, it pays for our bursaries. We do a number of bursaries. We have a Tom McCann Memorial bursary. That's $2,000, and we have $1,000 Kinsman bursaries, for high school students going into not secondary, but into college and stuff like that.
Okay, for secondary education.
Yeah, absolutely. Cystic fibrosis, of course, is Kin Canada's. That's our main charity, so we do donate to that. We help out with the Child Development Center. A lot of community stuff as well.
Okay, now when it comes to beer festivals, you're kind of stepping into a world of enthusiasm.
Yeah, that's true.
and hobbyists that take their hobbies quite seriously.
Yeah.
What's it been like, sort of immersing yourself into the world of, I guess, craft beer, but other beers as well?
It's been great. I mean, the breweries have welcomed us with open arms, and everybody's really excited about it. It's a really fun event. We love putting it on. This is our second year. It's getting better and better every year. So everybody that came this year will be excited to see all the new stuff that we put in place.
Excellent. Okay, well, we're going to continue looking at beer on this edition of Go Island. It's first time, though, for a short break. Still to come today, artistry in restoring Canada's oldest sailboat. In Kelly explores the medium of clay. That's still ahead.
Did you know that Qualicum Beach was a holiday hotspot and grew around its tourism industry? Today it's experiencing a resurgence for tourism and led by a lot of cultural tourists coming to Vancouver Island each year. Qualicum Beach was a heyday for golf tourists, including Big Crosby and members of the Rat Pack, who enjoyed coming here and staying at the Crown Mansion, golfing and fishing off our coast.
These multi-selection packs are perfect for people like me who can't make a decision, and you get to try a little bit of everything and see what you like. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're going to head over to Gabriola Island now, where Tony Grove is not only restoring possibly Canada's oldest sailboat, but he's also planning on starting his own school within the next year. Here's Rayanne LaPlante now on Gabriola Island. Tony is teaching a driftwood furniture making workshop. It's all part of the Isle for the Arts Festival coming up on Gabriola, April 17th through the 27th. 40 different workshops offered throughout the course of that festival. You can get more information online, www.artsgabriola.ca. I'm hanging out here with Doug Much, and his title, I just have to share it from your business card, International Man of Leisure.
Yeah.
How do you earn a title like that?
Well, it's a goal. Yeah, that's what I strive to do. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
Okay.
being around beer, I think, is the path to get there.
I won't argue with you on that one. Which brings us to the topic of beer. We can't be talking beer festivals without doing some sampling. You're with
Indeed.
Hoyne out of Victoria.
Hoyne Brewing out of Victoria, yes.
Okay, you've got 3 different offerings here today.
Yeah.
What have you got?
Well, today we have a beer called Off the Grid. We're going to start with, which is a Vienna-style lager. It's red in color.
Okay.
Really nice, rich, malty sort of flavors to it. Nice, creamy head, beautiful beer on tap. Really very elegant, fine lager.
And are those the characteristics of when you say Vienna? That's
Yeah.
what, okay.
Yeah, it's got Vienna malt in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. We've got one here for Stas today behind the
Yeah.
camera. So
Yeah.
there you are, Stas. Let's see how your camera works. So do we go cheers?
Maybe go cheers.
Cheers.
Stas.
Okay,
Yeah.
cheers,
Yeah.
Stas. Thank you. This is fabulous. I love my job today.
So nice rich flavors to that. You know, it's got a nice red color, so it's a nice alternative to a Pilsner style lager, right?
Okay. But
A
not
little
as
bit richer.
heavy as a dark.
Exactly. So it's a great lager for those lager drinkers that like to have maybe to jump into a little bit of a darker style.
Okay. How long have you been doing this?
We've been in business as a brewery for 2.5 years. Sean Hoyne, the owner and the brewmaster, has been brewing beer in BC now for close to 25 years.
Okay.
So those of you who are familiar with Victoria at all, he opened up and started Swan's Brew Pub. He also
Right.
opened up and started Canoe Brew Pub from the start.
Wow.
He was instrumental in getting Craig Street Brewing in Duncan going. So he was working until his kids left the home and he was able to take the leap and open up his own place.
Now, why is there a need for another brewery? You'd think it would have sort of hit a tipping point. There's enough out there, competition pretty stiff.
Well, you know, there's lots of room in the marketplace still.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. And it's the craft brewing industry is really taking off. We're growing by leaps and bounds every year, and there's lots of new people coming on board. And the beauty of the craft brewing industry is that it's a real brotherhood, and we're all here to help each other out. It's not us against them. If you look at the label on the Off the Grid place, you know, guys out here having a fire and in a campsite. So if you look at the dark banner, which is clearly a view of like the Northern Lights, and if you look down at this corner here, the Off the Grid label is actually a blown up version of what's going on down here.
And do you know the artist who did this one?
Yeah, his name is Caleb Bayers. He and his wife Hannah Lee do all of our artwork for us. They've done a lot of stuff in Victoria.
Okay,
So
we're going to have to move fairly quickly here.
Okay,
Little
all right.
bit.
Okay, right.
Still daytime and we're working.
Okay, all right. So dark matter is this is probably our biggest selling beer right now.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of people ask what is it, and it's a little bit more roasted than a brown ale. It's not as toasted and full as a stout, and it's not as sweet as a porter. So it kind of lives right in there. It's got literally kind of hints of chocolate and a little bit of coffee notes to it.
Very nice, very light.
So
For
it's really
something
full in flavor, but
Yeah.
really it's a very quaffable, drinkable
Okay.
dark beer. So you can
Nice.
have plenty of them, and not feel like you're eating a sandwich.
Well, that's my kind of beer. Okay, are we still on the show here? Maybe we should just, take the afternoon off. Okay, we do need to keep moving though. Let's try the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next
love
one
my
is
job today.
it's a pale ale. It's called Down Easy Pale Ale. You can see the label just depicts people. We kind of
Okay.
visioning floating down the couch and river.
Yeah, I was just
It's
going to
kind of-
say that.
That's kind of what the
Couch
plan
and
was.
river.
Yeah.
With
So-
a beer in your hand.
Yeah. Well.
With the new liquor laws, we might be able to do that this summer.
Anyways, this is a really great pale ale. I find a lot of pale ales these days are pretty kind of generic. You know, they're
Right.
pretty easy drinkable beers. This has got a little bit more hop to it.
Okay.
So it's got the Pacific Northwest hops of Cascade and Amarillo and Citra in there, so it gives that nice little hop character that some of the pales don't do. So a little bit of a hit, a little bit more bitter than you're going to see in the other two.
Wow.
But still a nice bit of a malty finish
You
to it.
cannot predict the taste based on the color.
No.
At
you
all.
can't. No, you can't.
Okay, cheers. I wish we could
Cheers.
hang out a little bit longer. I think I just made a pretty good friend, an international man of leisure with an endless supply of beer. What are you doing later? We're going to throw things down to Victoria now. Raji is looking at how online access has made how we interact in the medical system a little bit different. so many beers and not enough time. This one, Stein Lager, is from New Zealand. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're going to step away from the world of beer for a moment and head down to Ladysmith, where Kelly Robinson is trying her hand at the wheel with Jovic pottery. Jovic Pottery is one of the many locations on the self-guided Ladysmith Chemainus Spring Art Tour that runs April 25th, 26th, 27th. You can get full details online, www.springtour.ladysmithwaterfrontgallery.com. That brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island. Thank you for watching, and thank you and congratulations to the Nanaimo Kinsmen for another successful Beer Fest.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.